Steelers Nation, it is time for the second pick of day 3 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They traded back from 156 to 164, traded with the Chiefs.
And they also acquired 226, which is a early 7th-round pick for the Steelers. So they trade back just a number of spots to get an additional draft pick, an additional draft capital, which I'm not complaining one bit.
No, they only had 6 picks. Now they have 7. It ensures that they get extra depth elsewhere. Quarterback, D-line,
listen, they could double dip at defensive tackle. Pegues is there, a Yahya Black out of Iowa. We could double dip at not only defensive tackle, but schools. I got to tell you, man, I'm loving the draft so far from a value standpoint and from a talent standpoint and even a potential standpoint, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's not going the way a lot of people want it to go.
Yeah, there's some mixed reactions about this.
But I'm not complaining.
Dublin, Ireland, Brett Kiesel.
The beard.
With the 164th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers select Yahya Black.
Yahya Black, defensive tackle, Iowa. They double dip.
At defensive tackle and schools, they take another Iowa cat.
6'6", 336. That's a big dude right at the 1. You want this guy to play the nose. He's the perfect guy for that spot. Perfect depth piece. Perfect big body. Perfect guy to clog that hole at the nose, man.
He's another one of those guys that the Steelers did bring in for a top 30 visit. They look to bolster the trenches once again to make it stronger, younger, better, badder, with more tenacity. This guy is a big boy. He's a big body that can clog the hole, stop the run, do his job. They trade back, get an additional pick in the 7th, and still get Yahya Black, who arguably could have been the best player available at that point.
Arguably, especially on the defensive line. I mean, the Steelers showed tons of interest. They already took his teammate, Caleb Johnson, in the 3rd round. They're bringing Yahya Black. They double dip at D-line, which was a massive necessity all offseason for this draft. And that's exactly what they do. They get their big guy. They get their big body in the middle of that defensive line. This is your eventual replacement from Montravius Adams. This is your eventual rotational piece on early rundowns, on obvious rundowns, on short situation spots for the defense. This is your guy that's going to plug those holes, plug those gaps. He's going to continue to allow other guys to roam on those early downs, on those run obvious downs, man.
Yep.
Love this pick. Love that we got the big frame back there. We needed that. We haven't had that in a while. This is a guy with long arms, somebody that is very strong against the run, like this pick. I know we go defense again. Where's offense? We only got one offensive pick. No quarterback yet.
Not yet.
They continue to stack the depth of the defense, which I don't hate, because I guarantee you that next year's offense or next year's draft will be very offensive heavy. They're trying to prioritize the depth of the defense because our depth in a lot of areas, pretty rough, especially when it comes to injuries. That's why they went after Jack Sawyer at 123, and that's why they got Yahya Black at 164. I don't hate it because they needed to prioritize the depth. You can never be too safe with depth on the defense.
Not just that, but they got to freshen things up when it comes to depth purposes, especially around the trenches, especially around the defensive line. Our depth has been nothing but a revolving door of the same old type of players. The Steelers need to freshen up. They needed to change it up. That's what they do with Yahya Black in the 5th. Good depth piece, good developmental guy. We'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do working with Carl Dunbar. I like this pick a lot.
And what I like about this as well is this reunites him with Logan Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
2 Iowa guys in the middle of that defense, the middle of that defensive line for depth purposes. You got that communication. You got those 2 guys there. I like that.
I know people want a quarterback. I know they're pounding the table. They're just waiting for a quarterback. I have to imagine with 3 picks left that the Steelers have that they will draft a quarterback. I'm still willing to be patient. We'll see what they do for the rest of the day.
Let us know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. How do you guys feel about the selection, the drafting at 164 with a Yahya Black defensive tackle out of Iowa? Let us know your guys' thoughts and see-ins in the next one. Here we go, Steelers.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!